Surprise, bitch.
Who are you? Who are you? Who do you have over there putting makeup on you?
Well, Reco Chappelle couldn't show up. So I decided after I dropped the kids off over their daddy house that I'll come and take his place. So I thought I was supposed to be talking to Trinity K. Bonet. What's going
You
on?
are. You are.
Oh,
Look at this.
so what's your name?
Look at this. Is like the confessionals on Drag Race.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right, we'll roll on to the deal. We'll roll. Yeah, you gagging. You froze.
Am I frozen?
Okay, you back now. You back now. Yeah, you gagging?
Yes, you look beautiful.
Thank you. I did it myself.
All right, is this like a new thing? Do you want to like pursue this art form? You feel like
So let me tell you a little background about me. So how old are you, Trinity? Josh? 20, 29. So you was probably just getting out of high school. I did male lead about 13 years ago.
I was there. I was there when we did Black America. I was 14 at Black America when India Demore won.
Wow. Natasha Braxton, Paris France, not Paris France, but Diamond France. So pretty much I was really like, because I entered as a newcomer and went straight to the big leagues. And so I was always infatuated. I did boy lead. So I was always infatuated with the art of drag, the art of male personation, female personation. Like I always got my life, and I love to kind of coin myself as the person that made girls wear 3 pair of lashes and photo shoots for Smooth magazine, for Black Men magazine, putting them on big rhinestone jewelry or whatever. But my career kind of took off. And I remember in interviews for Black America, I was like, well, I filed for TI and this, that, and the third, and they thought I was lying. And Q was like, Q, my father was like, no, he's telling the truth. That's what he do. And so my career took off in one direction, and I couldn't perform anymore. So about when did Tyra Sanchez win Drag Race?
2010, I want to say.
It was after that. It was after
12 seasons. Yeah, 10, because she won. It's 12 seasons, and she was the second one.
She was the second. Okay, I think I auditioned for season 3 of 4. Tyra was coaching me and training me, and they actually emailed me back. They emailed me back and was like, and see, the thing is, I don't do drag. That was my storyline. I don't do drag. I only make great looks for iconic girls such as Raquel Lloyd, Sasha Sanchez. That's when Raquel had a couple of years after she won Miss Gay USA, and Nicole, and I was just doing my thing. And hold on, let me get these comments going on. Take this live off. Just a spam. And
I like how this turned into your interview.
What you say?
It turned into your interview.
well, I'm just giving you a little background. I'm giving
because I want to know.
Yeah, I'm giving the children a little background, and then we'll get into you. And so I auditioned for Drag Race, but Tony Braxton called me. And so I was like, do I go back on TV because I did the fashion show, or do I go on the road with Tony Braxton? And I decided to go on the road with Tony Braxton. And here we are now. I'm gonna be honest. I find it as a key. Like it's no shade.
That's what it is, though. Like it always, in a sense, starts off as a key for drag queens. Now I can't speak for transgender women or women who you know I can't speak for the trans community, but for myself, it was a sense of entertainment, and you got a laugh out of it in a sense. So
right.
Well, then now it's.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to be made. So tell us about your story on season 6 of Drag Race.
Well, when I did RuPaul's Drag Race, well, the reason why I competed was because my boyfriend at the time, Jamal, we used to watch it when he would come home from work.
You always got a boyfriend, child.
I mean,
They be cute though. I ain't even gonna lie. But go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, yeah. Gotta keep a nice one on your arm. But he encouraged me to do the show because we would watch it when he would come home. He was like, "You gonna be on the show?" And I was like, "Nah." I didn't think that I would, get on because of, for one, the things that they required of you as an entertainer. The concept of Drag Race is first funny, second drag, and I've never really saw myself as a comedic person. So I was
Right.
like, well, this isn't going to really be my strong suit because it's acting and comedy, and I've never been put in those situations, you know. But in the sense, you think, well, maybe I can outweigh the comedy portion and the acting portion with my drag. So hopefully
Right.
that will carry me along. And in my journey on the show, it kind of did. Um, but it was an opportunity that I didn't think I would get because I auditioned my first time and I got on. And I mean, it happened. Like it happened
That's
really quick.
rare. That's
Yeah.
rare.
And it was me, just being my authentic self and just having a love for drag. I think what probably stood me out because I didn't say anything to them about my status until they started mentioning, health records and stuff like that for,
What you mean? What you mean by status for the rest of the world? Because my following is mostly straight.
Gotcha. Well, coming
They
out,
should know anyway, but
right,
they be acting like they don't.
right. On the show, I came out HIV positive. Probably one of a handful of the few black gay men.
You hold on. I can't hear you.
Can you see?
Okay, hold on. We having technical difficulties.
Somebody call my phone.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay, I got you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You said you was the first black gay men that came out on the show as being HIV positive.
Yeah, well, and still the only black from Drag Race at least. But yeah, I mean, ain't telling nobody else's story. I'm just, But so yeah, so
We know the deal.
they were asking about health workers and stuff, and then that's when I said something to them about it. But I think what got me on was because I was 21 when I auditioned at the time, and I was on my shit. Like I could at that time I knew how to sew. I knew, and I was sewing. I'm lazy now when it comes to sewing compared to what I was then. I wasn't
Right.
no you, but I could put my shit together and I could do it at the drop of a dime. And I was
Well,
able to
hold on. I'm gagging because all my friends are Michael don't logged on. I'm sure Reggie don't logged on, and he called Michael. But go ahead, go ahead. Hey y'all.
Oh yeah, y'all see. What's your name? We can't call you Reco unless you want to be known by Reco Chappelle in drag. I mean,
Actually,
got RuPaul.
I did the turnabout at the Jungle one year, and I went by Naomi Kemp Creek.
Naomi Camp Creek. Okay, I don't know
Yeah,
about Naomi Camp Creek. I honestly
yeah,
think
Alpha 285, bitch,
I
Hamilton
think
Road.
yeah, I think you can keep Rico Chappelle. I mean, you got RuPaul. Why not?
Right, exactly. Like, hey, right.
There you go. But yeah,
Let me ask you this. So you said like it's more comedy versus versus like drag, fashion and lip singing. And I'm gonna tell you, you may think I'm always at Tasia. Me and Tasia got a history that nobody don't know about. And she tries it every now and then. But one thing that Tasia can always say, let me go back. Me and Tasia was performing at the Marquette together. I was boy lead, she was female lead. We was always, my favorite song for her to perform was Can't Wang With It. And when Drag Race came about, I was like, Tasia, you are that girl. And in 2010, I did my show, my show, the fashion show. I was like, being on TV would change your life. I do not have to worry about, still to this day, about a check coming in. And so I was like, Tasia, you need to try out for this show. You need to try out for this show. And it's no shade to you. At that time, I knew comparing to both of you, like Tasia, Tasia can sew, Tasia can read, Tasia is funny, Tasia is this,
Yeah,
Tasia is that. And I'm like, girl.
yeah. I
But
told her that time and time again.
but a lot of girls from Atlanta didn't want to try out for Drag Race because they felt like it was disrespecting the art of drag.
Yeah, a lot of girls feel that way. They feel like Drag Race is a slap in the face to drag, And when I was there, it almost felt that way in this. Well, it did. But when you sit back and you evaluate what are things in your life that you want to accomplish and how far you want to accomplish them, then that's when your respect and understanding and placement in Drag Race will fall in line. Because with the Drag Race, you have people who audition for this show who authentically are funny and can abide by the rules. But then you have people who find things about themselves in the process of going on there. Individuals such as like Trinity the Tuck, who wasn't necessarily considered a comedy queen, but it pulled something out of her. And from that, she's been hosting things and she won All Stars. And it pulls certain things out of you. What it did teach me about myself is that I do have a funny bone, because nothing was written for me when I did the comedy challenge. All of that came out of me.
Right. You were good.
And even
so let me ask you this.
I commentate and we watch pageants and shit. That's me. That's just me having a good time. But that's me having confidence in what it is that I say, and instead of second guessing, is it funny?
But you know what I thought? I thought that you was a baby. I thought that you was a baby and you haven't came into who you were at the time. So I got a question to ask you. What is one thing that you do good that you're good at? Bianca Del Rio asked you.
Everything.
Oh, there you go.
It ain't nothing I can't do. I may not be able to execute it the first time, but it's nothing I can't put my mind to.
Right. Well, bitch, when you go up in there, you better fake it.
Oh no. The second when I go back on All Stars, because it will be happening. I don't know when, but when I make it back.
And you know, when you go, you better call me so we can get them together.
I ain't gonna have no choice, because
you better call
I could get. But when I go, I'm so mature in my manhood and comfortable in who I am. Another problem I had when I was on there the first time was they try to pull things out of you that if it's not you, then you may feel uncomfortable. I ain't never been a yes bitch, what's the tea type of person. You know, I've never been in my vocabulary. I've always been Trinity.
Because it gags me when you're in Josh. You're not that person, and even when you're in Trinity, you be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah,
you know, even for
it doesn't click on until I hit the stage, because that's where the persona matters the most. When you're on the stage, you know, everything else is just kind of, you know, just prep up until. So we would be in confessionals, and they would say, "Well, tell me how you feel about this," and I'll say how I feel, and then they'll say, "Well, can you word it like this? Could you say it like this?" And I'll say, "No, I don't talk like that." You know, and now, you know, they always want to have the trade of the season, but at that time it was, no, we want you to be a queen. We want you to, you know, give us more expression. And I can't do that. That's just not who I am. And that's what made me look so dry and bland. But what I've learned is at the time, and another reason why I was that way was because I was so consumed with keeping a sense of masculinity, because I was already battling with guys saying, "Oh, you're a drag queen, so you want to be a girl, and you too feminine," and all this other stuff. I had a boyfriend. Of course, in my relationship, I was the more dominant one, even though I was a drag queen. So mentally, I'm just always trying to keep that masculinity and, you know, that respect from, you know, boys, because I don't want people to think that I'm just this flaming queen just because I look at my drag as acting. You know, I've always put myself in the line of the Tyler Perrys and the Martin Lawrences. I don't got their pocket, but I have the capabilities and experience to pull a character off that I created. So it was a lot of that. But now that I'm older, what's the
right. But even though what's tea ain't you, and that's just even dealing with me. Even though I've been on countless television shows, I don't go into a relationship saying I'm a fashion designer, because when you're a fashion designer, it puts you in a box with, you know, the Mrs. Lawrence, the Derek Jays, and yada yada yada. But everybody know me. After this, it's jeans, is wash the face, jeans, let his beard grow back, and it's jeans and t-shirt. So I definitely feel you on that. So but I will tell you this: what I learned on the show, and this is to anybody that ever want to audition for any type of show. I think the producers, they may want to see a reaction out of you, but they ultimately want you to kind of overcome your fear. And I felt like on the show, you did that. Shangela did that. And a lot of girls did that. And I think you kind of superseded that and jumped into the whole next level of being able to catapult yourself to this international superstar, Trinity BONET. So tell us about what was going through your head through elimination. I'm gonna tell you what was going through my head when you lip sync and you was X'd out of Drag Race.
Well, first of all, let's be clear. Ain't no Adore Delano beat my ass. Come on now. But they can edit it the way that they want, because half of the stunts that I did you didn't see. But nonetheless, that's still my girlfriend. It is what it was. When I went home, I was content and happy with it, because that process was
tired.
It was tiring, and it was emotionally draining, because you go through we watch a 45-minute show online, but this is 15-16 hour days of recording in this cold ass studio, eating awful lunches and being around people that you do not know, doing a competition that you sign up for something that you don't even didn't know that you could not handle, and you have nobody to confide in. And once you're there, you're there. You don't say, "Oh, I can't do this no more. Send me home." Like, it's a show. Bitch, you contract.
Right.
You got to get eliminated.
Right.
So, but to say that I give up, no. When I did that interview, I felt good, because the week before I did the comedy challenge, and I did really well in that, and I thought it would be fine. My only hiccup really was calling Chad, but I mean, I felt like that was something that they could have corrected me on right there, but nobody did, and they used it against me, and that was able to get me out the door. And they were able to do that because the next two challenges were sewing challenges. Adore couldn't sew. They knew I could out lip sync her, so that was the best excuse they could use to get rid of me.
Right.
So and I wasn't. They weren't letting me make it to the top three, because they had a plan. ABC, Adore, Courtney, Bianca had the last two challenges. They wouldn't be able to fuck with me. You wouldn't.
So this goes into my other thing with RuPaul Drag Race. Like over the years, you had BB, you had Tyra, and then you had Raja, and you had a couple other girls. Then you had Bob, and then after that, you saw no black girl for a minute until they crowned. You saw you haven't seen a black girl for a minute as a queen for Drag Race the regular season, but then for All Star, it was Monet Exchange and Trinity. But we know Trinity whooped that ass. It just Trinity whooped that. She didn't come to play, and unfortunately, that we see our sister Tyra going like bananas and bonkers over the stuff that's going on, trying to call RuPaul out for the colorism, the prejudice, the word of wonder, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, what is your position in all that, and like, how do you feel about that? And here's the thing to people that's watching: make sure y'all share this live. Make sure y'all share this live on my page. To the people that's watching, like, Trinity still has a stake in All Star. I mean, in Drag Race. So I already know that your answer can't be like, but like, what is your honest opinion on like the situation that's pretty much publicly known?
Well, as far as Tyra is concerned, because those are two different conversations. As far as Tyra is concerned, I always feel like for every cause there's an effect. I felt like the way that she felt was brought on by something that had to have made her feel this way. I don't think that she just was mentally unstable and just assuming that people, were racist, not bothering her, or things of that nature. Because Tyra's a very, very, very beautiful girl, and when she won, I just kept saying to myself, she's going to be the next RuPaul. She's statuesque. She's fucking beautiful. She's photogenic. She light skinned. She ain't even dark. She in that right. She got that advantage to kind of appeal to certain audience. A couple of audiences. But somewhere along the line, the shit went to the left, and I think it's because she wasn't honestly really as marketable television wise as they look for. Because if you noticed, a lot of those girls are singers and actors and comedians, and they have makeup lines, and they have businesses. If not,
hold on. Speaking of makeup lines, I gotta pay some bills. So this lip gloss that I'm wearing, It's Christian. It's Chloe and Christian by Scooby West at ScoobyWest.com. So you can check him out. And girl, guess what?
What?
This bronzer that I'm wearing. Guess what?
Let's see.
Bam. Oh, can y'all? Bam. Oh,
Huh.
it's my own bronzer palette, and
When
it
will
is.
I get it? When would I be getting that?
Oh well, when we come over here and get them clothes, like
Mm-hmm.
boom, yeah, it's a bronzer palette. That's why I got the nugget nose. I think it's online for like 10 or something dollars, half off. It was like 21 something. It's half off right now, so you guys can go on and order that.
Oh,
Um,
you
but
already, you
speaking
already,
of, yeah,
you
but
already.
I'm all
Wait,
about
let me tell you
endorsing
something.
and marketing everything.
Let me just say.
Because
Let me just say
I'm
this.
wearing nothing but Rico Chappelle from head. Well, Kellen couldn't do my wig because he was working with Megan Thee Stallion. Alonzo was booked up, so I said I'm just gonna wrap my hair up, bitch,
I
and
know,
that's
I
why I
know.
got this
But
nasty.
that's those are the things right there that will get you. And people always ask like, how can you? We're kind of jumping around, but I'm gonna get back to RuPaul and the colorism thing. But people always ask like, how do you get on the show? Or how, I'm not getting on the show. You gotta have something to really fucking offer. Like you are already an established designer. That's a storyline in itself. Okay, I'm Rico. I've worked with these people. I work with that people. I have a makeup line. All this. You already coming in as a mogul, and their whole thing is we trying to catapult bitches that are a product of this because we get to take the oh that
But guess what? They also making some money off those girls too. Bam.
of course.
That's what a lot of black queens don't realize.
That's what
Like if
you
you
know
don't
why?
have
Because that's when they get booked this shit like DragCon and stuff like that. Because the people coming in the building, we charge all this money for them to meet these girls, and we had these meet and greets. And the ones who are part of those little groups and stuff where you meet all of them at one time in these panels, they make money off of us. They make motherfucking.
exactly.
They
So
were
bitch,
having
if
an
you got
Atlanta
two
girl come for
followers,
2 years.
if you got two followers trying to get up on Drag Race, girl, that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. It's not gonna work at all. So going into
Right.
to
So let me.
season. Okay, I'm
Right.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right. So yeah. So somewhere along the line, I feel like when it came to Tyrus, she just kind of got pushed to the back, and she felt some type of way about it, and she spoke up. Unfortunately, when you speak up, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, especially when it comes to us, because I we it just is what it is. When it comes to RuPaul, I don't think that RuPaul is anti not the black girls. I don't think that's not the case. I just feel like he's an employee.
Right.
He's the face of a company, and he has to do what he has to do. And there are people of higher power that is in control. He show up to work, he clock in, he clock the fuck out. People may feel like RuPaul have all the power in the world, when it comes to decisions and stuff, but he is one voice of many voices. So, it's only so much that he can and can't do. And at the end of the day, why should he, sacrifice his name and his job, just for the likes of people who don't even support him? Let's be clear. Black people don't watch Drag Race. And if they did, they just started maybe because of this fucking quarantine. But the Drag Race is not supported by the black community. So why should he even? And why should he even go for black people when black people don't even go for back for him? They don't buy him. Pageant queens don't buy him. They don't buy him. Girl, we don't buy Miss RuPaul. That's fine. Somebody.
Let me tell you about a little story. My gay mom is Princess Brandy.
Mhm.
And so she knew RuPaul back in the day. And so RuPaul was always considered the weirdo, the Nina Bernita Brown of that time. And the girls did not use her
Right.
at all. They did not use her at all. But then you fast forward to 2020, who winning? Who and I tell Nina, because I actually was trying to get Nina on this interview with all of us, with both of us, and I always told Nina, like, girl, you really are good, just keep your head up. But she always had this negative spirit that weighed on upon her. So I'm gonna tell you, once Nina able to get that off of her, out of all the girls, she would be that next bitch. But because she's funny, she's gorgeous, she's talented as fuck. But until she get that off her back, she ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. And it just depends on what day it is. She'll respond, she won't respond, respond something nice. Because I actually had a chance to meet her, but it's just kind of it's just all over the place. And you're right. If as me as a designer, when I'm choosing models, I look at everybody Instagram. So when they post that picture, you may not be the hottest girl. You may not be the finest girl, but girl, you got more followers. So when you got a bitch that got 2 million followers versus somebody that got 20,000, it just kind of makes sense. So in order for me, I think in order for the black girls to be pushed forward in drag race history, I think black people need to be supporting our black queens on the show. It just is what it is.
Right. But now that we one won't support it because we don't see enough of us.
Right.
We don't see enough of us. But I don't feel like it has to be saturated with us neither, because a lot of us don't possess the qualifications of what they are looking for. Until a black producer or a show that is solely based off of the type of drag that we execute is put out, then it would make more sense. But you girls ain't gonna want to go on there doing the comedy stuff that y'all not gonna be ready for half of the stuff.
Right.
And I'm surprised, bitch, ain't nobody popped off and slapped the shit out of someone, one of the producers on the show yet. They've really been picking real well, because if the wrong girl get on there, and if a bitch piss off, that's it.
I would love for Tamisha Iman to be on there.
No, I wouldn't, because it's not gonna be good for TV. Bitch,
it would be great for TV.
And be locked up in LA, bitch, over some shit that you signed up for. It is not what everybody think it's out to be. Like
RuPaul Drag Race, the Love and Hip Hop edition. Yes, God.
Period. It's not what people think they make it out to be, and it's but what it is it's career changing, because you still can do and be all of the things that you desire, and right. If not more bigger than what you ever thought you could possibly be. I have just last year alone, I was on the cover of New York Magazine. I was on the Ellen Show. I got a VMA award. Last year alone was so motherfucking sickening. It made no sense. Like, if I don't do nothing else, bitch, I was here.
So let me ask you that. You got all those accolades. All of that. So you got all those accolades, and you go back to the Monday night show. Mm-hmm. That has kind of took a couple of steps backwards from Lucky Street to the Jungle, and now the Heretic. Mm-hmm. Like, how do they treat you now? Because I remember Trinity Bonet on the Monday night show when she first started versus Trinity Bonet now. Like, how is the coinage? How is they treating you? How
it's the same.
You know, what's going on?
It's the same.
It's the same.
Ain't nothing changed. I'm still trendy.
So how do you feel about that?
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you?
No, because it's home. It's that little piece of reminder that, had you not been who you were, this would still be a situation. So, just be grateful that, you could still come home and have that sense of normalcy, because you go on the road and you are a celebrity. People praise you and you get black car service and, you get all these things, and you come back and it's just like, and it's not like, it doesn't come across as if like, we're never going to give you your accolades or make you feel better than, but it's honestly the same treatment that I get is the same treatment that everybody motherfucking get. I don't think nobody ever really has made it so big to the point to where they put you up on a pedestal unless you're from out of town. But I live here,
I will tell you this, that since I don't have an association with those, girls, I actually get treated better. For me being Julian Tajor Black from from 13 years ago. Okay, so let's move into Drag Race season 12. And what I got you for another 30 minutes, and we're gonna make this quick. Look, how do you feel about this season?
I'm okay with the season. I think the season is okay. Of course, I would like for Jada to win for numerous reasons.
Oh God, yes. Go
But
ahead. Go. But I want to hear those reasons because we're gonna. I was planning. That's one of
I
my
feel
questions.
like, for one, everybody thinks she looks like me, so it's almost like me almost winning. And it's like almost seeing yourself, but not necessarily. I don't know. People just think that we fucking twins. And I think that we have similar looks sometimes too. It depends on what she wear, how she paint. But I think she paint better than me, so I think she fucking sick. I just think she's sick and period. She had the great sportsmanship on the show. She handled productions well to the best of her ability. And even when she wasn't absolutely great, she still wasn't awful. She's always kept a great spirit. She's always had great things to say about people. She hasn't fell out with anybody. Even outside of that, knowing her, I've known her for a very long time. She's just who she is on TV, off. And I always, just like Tasia and her, I used to always say, I want you to go on the show, I want you to go on the show. She didn't tell me she got on the show until, of course, I saw it announced. And I was in tears because I was just really happy for her. And she's a dope girl. And then I don't feel like the competition honestly really is that strong this year. No, especially knowing that Sherry Payne is out of there. Because has Sherry Pie got not got eliminated, they could have hung it up. They could have hung it up.
So okay, so we're gonna get on Cherry Pie in a minute. Because that's one of my favorite girls. It just is what it is. So have Jada did any pageants, or has she won any pageants, any big pageants, or is she a newcomer girl? Like what? Because
Jada competed in Miss USA.
Okay.
She competed in Miss Continental. She didn't make the 12 to any of those, but those were more her newer years. But
okay, I got
you. Like stuff around her area and stuff like that, but she hasn't came and done anything that we would, that we know and respect other than like USA and Continental.
Right.
But she definitely is like, considered. And I don't even think like, her persona is, they call pageant the girls who are clean and cropped and makeup is, those are what they consider pageant girls. The more preppy, clean cut.
But I feel that it's biased. I feel that it's biased because when you have a Brooklyn Heights, that's a pageant girl, and all her edgy. Let's get a little. All her edgy look.
She wasn't promoted as such. See, the pageant girls come across as the black girls. They didn't have
exactly
girls and there was pageant girls except for Trinity and stuff. Even still, they didn't push her
because she pushed. Trinity's pushed the envelope as far as saying that she was a pageant girl, but Brooklyn and all her edgy looks, to me, it was like a replica of Detox.
Yeah.
And because Detox is one of my favorite queens ever from RuPaul Drag Race. So it's like, I think I would like for Jada to win simply because she's a pageant girl. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's a brown girl. And considering who they got left after Cherry Pie, because I'm telling you, Cherry Pie is whooping their ass. Let's just get it clear. So what's the real deal with Cherry Pie?
I don't know her.
I don't know neither.
I don't know her. I just know they got mad because, girl, she was catfishing the boys.
She was catfishing and trying to get the boys to get their booty.
No, she was definitely catfishing them. She was telling them that she was a producer for movies and shows. And then have them come in. She had an office set up and everything. And had them come in like jacking off and stuff in front of her, saying that it was a part of the scenes and stuff. That's why it became such a big thing, because they were physically in the room with her. And she was, putting on this whole thing with a script and this whole nine. Like, it was a whole setup.
Oh my God.
That's what
I didn't read that. I just heard a cat
was online saying, "Oh, I'm taking pictures on this person come to the house. She was somebody else." No, bitch. She had like a whole.
That's really expensive to be. That's real expensive to be that type of freak.
Yeah.
It's no shade. Oh wow. Oh, but I think like even going back to the comedy and the being the refined drag queen that we was taught, that we was raised. You be prim and proper, and I remember when I auditioned for Drag Race, I just told him, I said, I can just bring a trash bag and some tape and I'm gonna make it work. Like I can make it work. And when you look at even the last lip sync from Heidi and what's the Arabic guy name?
Um, Heidi and shit,
Heidi and the
Jackie.
Arabic dude. Jackie Cox. Like I don't and just even dealing with like you and the girl that you lip sync against that eliminated you, it's like let's just be real honest. The
I
art
enjoy Jackie. I enjoy Jackie though, because
really
when we perform a certain type of way. When
he
contestants
does.
perform, they perform with with antic and character, and they kind of tell a story with the song. And I don't always disagree upon that. When
Right.
we perform one type of way. Like, bitch, we go in, we divas about it, you know. But
Right.
like
Because y'all
a bit
y'all
more
y'all come in as
antic
women.
don't
Y'all
fix me up.
right.
Yeah.
So moving forward with Trinity K Bonet as a your persona as Josh, like what do we see in the future with you?
Well, as we've talked, I'm trying to navigate and figure out what it is that I want to do. I'm a fucking Aquarius, so I'm just all over the place with ideas and things that I want to do in life. And
Well,
by
when you ready to listen, call me. But go ahead. That's another story. Go ahead.
well, yeah, but nonetheless, I have so many different talents and stuff that I want to do. I think at this very moment in life, doing this whole like pandemic thing, I really want to kind of just focus on like a normal sense of stability versus concentrating on the industry, because the industry honestly isn't going anywhere. Like, I can always fall back and do Trinity, but I need to like make sure that I'm okay, just on some regular shit. So that's where I'm at as of today when it comes to me. But as far as my career is concerned, I still really want to push for the whole, corresponding thing, doing interviews, just as you're doing. I mean, as you've been seeing me do. Hopefully some red carpet stuff, more fashion and fun. Nothing too real, nothing too serious. But when you're trying to push into like journalism and stuff like that, you kind of got to touch all avenues because you never know where they'll throw you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then go to school hopefully and try to get some credibility for journalism and move along those lines. And I guess I could kind of coincide both of that with Josh and Trinity, because I feel like, even being a boy but still being who I am, I can turn and push both. I can use both of my identities in the same industry, and that's what I'm
Right.
trying. That's the thing that I kind of admire about RuPaul. That it's like, I'm going to wear this suit. I'm still the same person. It's still the same conversation. And if you want me in drag, you can just drop me $100,000 and it's no tea. That's your option. But I mean, I'll show up. I'm just going to show up as I choose. So
Right.
that's where I'm at with that. And then I just have like little projects and stuff that's coming up. A lot of shit has been put on hold for, I'm sure, the world, because
Us all.
right. But
That's why I got on a lime green turban in front of a ring light interviewing you.
yeah, but but this may be your open door to something that you probably wouldn't have did had this not happened. So I think it's
Right.
actually beautiful that you're doing something outside of your norm, because it's the opportunity to explore new things. I hope a lot of people are taking this chance to figure out what they should or could be doing with themselves, that they wasn't doing before. Uh, yeah.
I think for before we close, and this is the advice, my advice to you as a person that is 42 going into 43. Um,
Well, I would
plan,
hope you wouldn't be going into 45. I mean,
uh, right. Um,
but it look like we're gonna skip
plan
2 years, so
what you say?
it look like we're gonna skip 2 years anyway. So I guess you will be
Ooh,
45 right there.
you better get into this mug. These hoes could never.
No,
You
not you. I'm saying, bitch. They talking about us sitting in the house for 2 years, bitch.
well, you know what? I'm all right about that, baby. If I take this turban off, I look like George Jefferson. Um, but I think my advice for you is to write everything down You need to get in the room by yourself. You need to silence and you need to write everything down, even if you need to go somewhere. Um, and just be by yourself and write everything down and write your plan of how you are going to get to where you need to be. And I'm going to tell you, Trinity, when you're doing your plan, you got to leave a lot of people behind. And that was because like even my gay father, Adarius, I haven't talked to Adarius Black in years, but I knew in order for me to go into a whole nother world of fashion, I couldn't be doing swimsuits for $35 and showing up at Lucky Street with whoever clothes and I still gotta pay to get in the club and I couldn't live like that. And that's one of the reasons why when I left that world and when I came back, they respected me so much because I wasn't going to stand for what they was doing. So my advice to you is to set your bar so high, and when you get at up tip top to that bar, that they don't have no choice but to respect you. But to respect you, they will have no. When I walk in Black of America, when I walk in Universe, when I walk in anywhere, when it comes to my people that knew me 14 years ago as little 29-year-old Reco doing Black America and Mr. Duval and all that, they have no other choice but to respect you. So but anyway,
I like what you got on. Take that off. I'm wearing that too.
that's fine. That's fine. I got a little something, something. Like I said, I got a whole upstairs for you. If you come over here, you can't come by yourself. You got to come by yourself
Oh,
because I'm not letting nobody.
I'm gonna message you. I'm gonna come tomorrow.
Okay, because I'm not letting nobody up in my studio. I'll be working. But Trinity, I see you on Drag Race. I see you being a megastar. I see you bigger than any girl that came out of Atlanta besides RuPaul. And I'm gonna really, really be honest with you. So stay focused, keep doing you. I think the things that you do after this, Trinity does pageants on her live. So make sure you go follow her on Facebook and on YouTube. And I think
I'm not doing it tonight because I ain't got no more. When Kyle came and
oh,
got the book, I just ordered a bunch of them now.
oh damn. Okay, so she has started a movement on Facebook where now the girls are doing shows, the girls are doing lives, the girls are getting paid because a lot of these girls that work at the clubs could not get paid. And you have made an avenue. You have opened the door wide open for the girls to make money. And I gagged when Raquel was at your house. I gagged when Stasha was doing a live because those girls was just never about that life. And just to see them say, I don't understand how this live works. I need your help. I was like, okay, now these hoes are human, you know. Hold on, we got a question. Somebody said I'm beat. I know who. Hold on, can you put the info in the link? Okay, but yes, I'll put the Veronica. I'll put the info in the link, and you can check out Trinity's page. Veronica was asking from YouTube. If you guys liking what you see, make sure you cash out me. Girl, Trinity, what's your cash out?
$sign Kardashian one.
$sign Kardashian what?
One.
$sign Kardashian one. The number one.
It's gonna be two people in the picture. It's gonna say Diva Show.
Okay, cool beans. Are you any kin to Bruce Kardashian?
No.
Oh, he's a Jenner.
Only Chloe. She the only one who made me Chloe made me an honorary Kardashian on the first episode of Drag Race.
Okay. I'm just getting up close to this camera and I am beat.
So will you start doing your talk shows now as Reco Chappelle?
Not as this.
I like it.
No, this shit takes too much time and no. You only can get this on certain days like this and Halloween. That's about it. And if I'm competing for $200,000.
$200,000.
What's the prize money now?
For what?
Drag Race.
Oh, it's still 100.
Oh, I'll do it for 100.
You're gonna make another
Out,
100 in the first
out the
year.
taxes is 70,000. I already know the drill. It's just no shade. It's no shade. Like, and I understand RuPaul's deal when he say he only shows up in drag when he's getting paid. I get it. It's a lot. I'm hot. I got a fan on me. It took me 2.5 hours to do this. And I'm like, I haven't did this in so long that I don't know if it's coming. Because you know, when it started real ugly and muddy. And I was like, I called my daddy Q and I was like, Q, what's going on? How I look? He was like, wow. So, you know, if I'm getting paid the right coinage, if it's that television opportunity, and I'm not even gonna lie, my reasoning of going on RuPaul Drag Race is to showcase my clothes.
Right.
It will be showcasing my clothes. And then I know the art of reality TV. I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna make somebody cry.
And
I'm gonna be the
you would be the only girl to actually have been on there and have a fashion line. Everybody has done everything like makeup stuff. People have
right,
merch and t-shirts, but nobody has actually, produced or, had a fashion line. Like those girls like Fame and Violet, they're models, but they're not designers. So you would be
right, exactly,
yeah, that
exactly. And and I'm gonna be honest, I'll lose about, because I'm sitting at that 42-year-old weight right now, I'll lose about 10, 15 pounds and wear it completely out.
okay.
So with that being said, you guys, thanks for logging on, watching live of Reco. I'll give him a call next week and he will be back interviewing somebody amazing. Until that time, I will see you guys next time. And thank you, Josh/Trinity Bonet, for chatting with us at Live at Rico. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
having
baby.
me. Good night.
Good night, baby.